What's up, party people? It's your boy Optimus Code. Welcome to the channel. Okay, so in today's video, we're going to talk more in depth about intellectual honesty. I'm going to explain in more detail what it is and how it manifests itself. And if you stick around to the end of the video, you'll have a much better idea of why you see the things you see in these social media apps, how people process information, and you'll be able to quickly identify when someone is bereft of intellectual honesty. Okay, so in my first video about intellectual honesty, which you can look at here if you missed it. So in that first video where we discussed intellectual honesty, I gave some examples of how intellectual honesty will manifest itself, but I didn't really go into what intellectual honesty actually is. So in this video then, we will go into a bit more detail about what is intellectual honesty and how does it differ from regular honesty. And I guess that's the first point that we need to go over right there, is that intellectual honesty and regular honesty are not the same things. Regular honesty is just, how honest are you when dealing with other people? Do you say what you think is true? Also, real quick, another thing, there's a common misconception, like a lot of people believe this, but it's not true. So we'll go over that really quickly. A lot of people think that a lie is saying something that is not true, and that is not correct. Saying something that is not true is not telling a lie. A lie is when you purposely set out to deceive or mislead someone. So for example, if I watch the weather report and the weather report says it's going to rain tomorrow, and so our family wants to go on a picnic, and I say, well, let's not go on a picnic tomorrow because it's supposed to rain tomorrow. And so then tomorrow comes and it doesn't rain. My family can't look at me and say, why did you lie? I didn't lie. I said something that wasn't true, but it wasn't a lie because I was not deliberately setting out to deceive them. I said what I thought was true. I made a mistake, sure, so there's that, but I did not lie. Okay, so then what is honesty? Obviously then honesty is not doing that. Honesty is when you do not have any agenda and you are not trying to mislead or deceive people for any reason. You're just an honest person. So honesty relates to what you say to other people, how you behave, how you react to other people. That's honesty. Intellectual honesty is not that. Intellectual honesty is about how do you process ideas? How do you process information? Are you intellectually honest in the processing of new ideas and new information? And it's more of an internal mechanism, which will then, of course, lead to regular honesty or dishonesty, because once you engage with someone else in conversation, if you have been intellectually honest or if you are being intellectually honest, it will show up in that interaction with the other person. So I'll give you an example. The way that a lot of people talk about this, there are several metaphors that people use. And one of the core ways, the most popular ways that people discuss the idea of intellectual honesty is if you picture a courtroom. And in the courtroom, you have the judge, you have the defense attorney, and you have the prosecutor. So you got two attorneys and a judge. And it's just a bench trial, right? So there's no jury, any of that stuff, just the prosecutor, the defense attorney, and the judge. The judge has a certain mindset during the trial. The defense attorney has a certain mindset during the trial. And the prosecutor has a certain mindset during the trial. And they're all different from one another. Okay, so for the two lawyers, the defense attorney and the prosecutor, their job in the courtroom, their whole goal is to protect their side. We have the interests of something, some entity that we represent. And our goal in this courtroom is to present the best case possible for the thing that we represent. That is true for both the prosecutor and the defense attorney. The role of the judge, let's just say that she's a really awesome judge and she cares about justice and fairness. And so there's no bias or malice in any of her intent. And what she wants is for justice to prevail. So the judge's mindset is, I'm going to look at what's being presented. I'm going to listen to all of the information. I'm going to listen to the facts. And based on what's true and what's false, I am going to make a fair ruling. I am going to make sure that justice is done. So keep in mind that each one of them have three different mindsets. Well, two different mindsets, let's just say. The attorneys have their mindset, the judge has her mindset. So what's important to realize here is that for the lawyers, no matter what information they hear, they're listening to that information to see how it helps or hurt their side. The judge, however, is listening to the information to see what is true and what is false. So as an example, when you're not being intellectually honest, your brain processes information and ideas based on if you think the idea is on your side or not. Some ideas simply are on your side and you want to defend them. Other ideas are not on your side, and your main goal in that case is to attack the idea and to defeat the idea, or at the very least deflect the idea. I'll give you a couple of examples. If you are an extreme PlayStation fan and you hate the idea of Game Pass, this is a belief that you have that Game Pass is your enemy. If you see an article written by someone like Jason Schreier, say there's an article and the headline of the article says Xbox releases higher than expected Game Pass subscription numbers, and that is the headline. Before you even click to read the article, your brain is already trying to figure out how to find flaws in the article. Why? It's because you don't want that information to be true. The idea that Game Pass is successful in gaining in popularity, that idea is not on your side. So your goal is to attack that idea, kill it off if you can, defeat it completely if you can, but at the very least, minimize it, downplay it, whatever you can do, because that idea is against you and your beliefs. Conversely, on the other side, say that you are an extreme Xbox fan and you really hate that the PlayStation 5 has a faster SSD than that in the Xbox Series X. So you see an article and the article reads, activity cards on PlayStation outperforming quick resume. Before you even click to read the article to see what it says, your mind is already trying to figure out, how can I spot flaws in this article? What can I bring up? Can I discredit the author? Can I have some history of exaggerations that they've done before? Your goal is going to be to do everything you can to kill off the idea that quick resume is being outperformed by the SSD on the PlayStation 5. Why? Because the idea that the PlayStation 5 has a faster SSD is against you. So when you listen to these ideas, you are listening to them from the position of the attorney. If I am an attorney for one side and I hear something being presented in court that makes my side look bad, I'm going to attack that idea with everything that I have. What they're going to do is they're going to listen for information and they're going to figure out how to best handle the information so that it presents the strongest case possible for their side. Even though they are honest, they're not going to lie in court. What they say in court will be what they think is true. So they're certainly not going to lie in court, but they're not going to be intellectually honest in court either. Why? Because if they were intellectually honest, they would be more like the judge. The judge has an intellectually honest mindset. The role of the judge is just trying to figure out what's true, regardless of what they want to be true or what they hope to be true or even what they fear to be true. So for example, it could be some young kid on trial for murder, and the judge knows that if this kid did this thing and if the kid is guilty, that he's going to have a really hard life coming up through prison and all of this stuff. So the judge hopes that the kid is innocent. The judge hopes that some mistake has been made. But regardless of what the judge hopes is true, given that this is an honest and just person, the judge is going to look at the information because the judge is going to want justice for the family. The judge is going to want justice for the victim. The judge is also going to want justice for the person that's being accused if they are wrongly accused. The prosecutor is trying to make sure that this person is found guilty. If they are actually guilty or not, it doesn't really matter to them. We think we have strong evidence to support that you committed this crime. But the defense attorney, their goal is to make sure that their client has the best trial possible. And when they hear information that's coming in about their client, if it makes their client look bad, they're going to attack it. If it makes their client look good, they're going to bolster it up and magnify it. But no matter what, neither one of these attorneys are listening for intellectual honesty. They're not all there together to figure out, let's see what really happened. No. In the mind of each attorney, they have already taken a side, and their goal is to help their side win, regardless of what's actually true. The judge is displaying a mindset of intellectual honesty, and that's basically what intellectual honesty is the ability within yourself to process information regardless to if that information aligns with something that you want to be true. And again, it has nothing to do with if you never tell anyone else that the game is trash. Just the way that you receive it is the part that determines intellectual honesty. If you never tell a single soul, just the fact that you hear it and you want to discredit it within yourself, that shows your lack of intellectual honesty. Intellectual honesty is the ability to process information and determine if it is true or false, regardless of what your ideas about the information is and what you want it to be. And it is an inward thing. Honesty is what you do and say when you interact with other people. So long story short, intellectual honesty is the ability to tell the truth and keep it real with yourself. There is no intellectual honesty that I have seen when it comes to reporting on gaming from within the community themselves. Everyone has chosen a side, and they process information and disseminate information based on if that information helps or hurts their side. That is another reason for this channel and why I am stressing the idea of intellectual honesty. It is a component that you need as a technologist. Intellectual honesty is something that you must have, because if you're going to be involved with this stuff and learning how this stuff works, you can't be looking at ideas and information and technology trying to figure out how to downplay it for this cause and how to beef it up for this cause. If you are here looking for education, your goal is because you want to know the truth. You have to have a component of your character that is intellectually honest, where you can listen to ideas, not to try to shoot them down or beef them up based on how they affect a belief that you already have. But your goal in education should be, teach me the truth, help me see what's true, so that I can then go ahead and make decisions based on what's true rather than what I want to be true. And at that core is what intellectually honest is. Okay, so I hope that clears it up for y'all. I hope it's a little bit clearer. I had some more extreme examples that I was going to use, but I am trying to keep this space free of console war shenanigans. This is a safe space for education where people can come being intellectually honest without fear of being attacked from me or on the channel, the comments, any of that stuff. All right, so now it's time for the quiz. Okay, that's it. Time's up. Quiz over. Pencils down. How did y'all do? Hopefully this quiz was real easy, y'all. If you was paying attention throughout the video, it should have been real easy for you to pass this quiz. Those questions weren't difficult at all. It's just a matter of keeping it 100. That's all there is to it. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave your boy a like. If you enjoyed this type of content at all and you want to see more of it on a regular basis, then go ahead and subscribe. We got free educational videos coming for you every single week, so don't miss out. Go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be the first ones to see when we drop a new video. There's more stuff coming, more advanced stuff. Like I told y'all before, there's way more advanced stuff coming, but we got to cover these basics, y'all. Intellectual honesty is a core component going forward. If you're going to learn and get the most out of this channel, if you're going to maximize your learning at this channel, you have to be intellectually honest. And I challenge you to challenge yourself to be more intellectually honest when you are dealing with information when it comes to the video game industry. I appreciate all the support that y'all have shown so far. I'm feeling the love. The channel is feeling the love. Different friends that have helped me already with different videos to explain certain topics, they're feeling the love. So everyone is encouraged by the support that y'all have shown so far. So we're going to have more stuff for y'all. We appreciate everything so far, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.